you will stay with us as we have another breaking news. The Kremlin says it appreciates U.S. President Donald Trump's efforts to initiate direct talks between Russia and Ukraine, but voiced concerns over what it calls contradictory statements from Washington. This follows Trump's recent pledge to send more weapons to Kyiv. Russian officials say such military aid only prolongs the conflict and add that it will take time to clarify the type and quantity of the arms the U.S. is providing. Moscow continues to stress that a diplomatic path remains preferable. Now we go back to our discussion with Joshua Barnes. Joshua, what more can you tell us about the breaking news that had just come in?
Well, yes, Asuma, like the previous statement, this one is expected rhetoric that we've heard from Russia throughout recent months of the conflict. Of course, all the weapons that Ukraine received from their Western allies directly, in Russia's eyes, extending this conflict. The Kremlin see that Russia are in front. They're making gains, reporting to make gains regularly, at least semi-regularly, in the eastern parts of Ukraine. Also strikes ongoing. This US support that was announced by Donald Trump is more defensive. So the US is looking at this as a way of Ukraine protecting themselves against Russian offensive strikes deeper into Ukraine. So there is some interest in the comment that Russia has made. I don't know if those defensive units will have any direct impact on the length of the conflict. I think, to be honest, this is a situation of Russia posturing in the midst of lack of progress over a potential ceasefire. Experts we've had on this program suggest that Russia want to continue advancing and strengthening their hand before agreeing to a ceasefire. On the flip side, Russia have said, of course, that they are willing and open to peace, but they want specific terms agreed. This is a standard statement that we'd get from Russia and expect from Russia, but the timing, of course, comes in the midst of further discussions, as you mentioned earlier, about potential peace talks in Turkey. We, of course, will keep an eye here on NewsX World.
Thank you very much for sharing that insight. Now we've